What is good, ladies and gents? Do you ever have low back pain from sitting too much? Maybe when you're reclining, maybe when you sleep? Well, I'm Master Hogan, helping you master yourself. Today, we are talking about the quadratus lumborum, or the QL for short. And this muscle, you have two of it, one on each side of the back of your body. Within our framework that we explored last week of removing the trigger and conditioning the solution, this framework, when we are looking at back pain, especially low back pain, this will hold true when we're looking at the QL. So, our triggers, what are they? Well, for most people, it is going to be one of a few things. It's going to be either sleeping, if you are a side sleeper and you consistently sleep on one side this way. You can see that my back is elongating on the side that is down, that would be down. If you do that all the time, that side will become stretched out and it will become loosey-goosey. Also, the other side will become more shortened. That is not a good thing if that is not what your intention and desire is for that muscle. If you're not telling it to do that, that's not a good thing. It will become shortened and weak. So, along with that, you might be doing one of these when you sit. You might hip hike to one side. When you're driving, say, that might be the case. Either side, if you lean. Or if you're on your computer, when you're in a recliner, if you do one of these. Any of that where your hips are hiked up on one side relative to the rest of your body, this will happen for you. And the QL will become either elongated or shortened depending on which side you're looking at. So, explore that a little bit. See if you can figure out what your specific trigger is. Once you find it, try to work on removing it. Then, the solution, what is it? Well, let's talk about the anatomy of the QL and its actions a little bit first. The QL attaches on the crest of your iliac. So, the top of your hip, basically right here. If you feel there, you can feel it poking out a little bit. It attaches there, but it's deep to most of the other muscles. So, you can't necessarily feel it, palpate it if you're just touching your back. You'll feel muscles that are more superficial. But it attaches on that iliac crest and then attaches all the way up the side of the lumbar vertebrae. So it attaches at each of them, not just all up the side. So that means that it can pull individually on each of those vertebrae depending on how you're moving. It also attaches to the lowest rib. So it has implications for pulling your rib cage, which means that that can move your torso weird. So from there, we can kind of get an idea of its actions. It has the action of ipsilateral flexion, which means ipsilateral means same side in anatomy. So it flexes your body down if we're talking about the same side. Okay? Opposite of that, opposite of ipsilateral is contralateral. So that would be like if I am reaching this way, I'm performing contralateral extension. And in fact, we'll see that in one of my solutions for you. So, along with that, it stabilizes at all of those places that it attaches. So it stabilizes all of the lumbar vertebrae, the ribs to a little extent, and the hips to a little bit of an extent. So, lots of implications for dysfunction as well as helping regain function here for this. So, how do we attack it? Well, we are going to use a seated forward single leg fold with a little bit of a variation. So, you'll take this position, and I would recommend doing it on both sides just to feel it out. From here, you're going to reach up and then rotate. And you're going to reach with your far arm toward your foot. Okay? Completely fine to just reach. And I would say ground yourself by holding your other knee if you need to help with the rotation. Okay? Rotating it will actually elongate that muscle even more than just side bending. So I would recommend doing things with rotation and thinking of it in that context. So, of course, both sides, same thing. You're going to turn, reach, so that rotation is happening. If you can already forward fold, I would suggest grabbing the foot, pulling for a little bit more. Let's see that from the back. Pick a side, reach, rotate, and you can see it elongates on that side. My other side here, you can see the elongation. Okay, that is one thing that you can try. Another one is going to be this double 90-degree position. So you'll make a 90-degree angle with both of your knees, sort of. Support yourself with your outside arm. And then you're going to reach, and this is where the contralateral extension comes in. So you're going to reach away and not necessarily over your leg, but more over the midpoint between your knee and your hand. Okay, and you are still going to rotate as much as you can. From here, if you need a little bit more on this, you can think about the hip pushing down and back. So almost like your leg is doing this. That is the intention that you want to have, to keep your hips down, and that will further extend the extension of the muscle because you will be rotating your lumbar vertebra and pushing the leg back, the hip back where it attaches. So again, let's see from the other side now. 2 90-degree angles here. Support of my hand, and I'm reaching and I'm thinking about driving my hip down and back. And you can lean forward on this, totally fine. Okay? So, give that one a try. Now that I'm thinking about this, another trigger might well be, it's not just where you're sitting up or laying down on your back, could be when you're on your stomach. So I tend to sit up like this a lot, and especially do this. And that is complete shortening of your QL on that side. This looks like that WAP dance from TikTok. Not doing it though. So think about that. That could be a cause too. Okay? Put that all together. Remember, we are trying to remove the trigger and condition the solution. All right? That is the stretches for the quadratus lumborum, the QL right there. Give it a try. Let me know how it goes. I'm Master Hogan, helping you master yourself. Take care. See you next time.